So you've airbrushed your t-shirt, you want to wear it, you're going to have to wash it, but how do you protect your artwork? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do just that. Let's get into it right now. So as you know, I love using Trident paints, and these are the paints that I use for t-shirts. So if you're using a brand like Createx to spray your t-shirts, then you may not need to use this particular product. And when I spray t-shirts, I like to use the TShirt Booster, and this will help to seal the artwork and minimize the risk of fading when washing. The other benefit to TShirt Booster is that if you are doing a black t-shirt, for example, then you can spray this on first, heat set it as normal, which I'll show you later in this video, and then work your white on top. Because you've sprayed the TShirt Booster on first, the white will take less time to build up, where it would usually absorb heavily into the fibers of the t-shirt. Now, because you're going to create a lot of overspray when spraying the TShirt Booster, I recommend that you wear a mask or have adequate ventilation. So for this demo, I'm just going to use the Eclipse. You just pour the TShirt Booster straight into the color cup. A siphon feed airbrush will probably do this a bit easier. You won't have to top up the cup as much, or better yet, use one of the trigger airbrushes, and preferably with a larger needle size, and that'll help to get you heavier coverage. The reason I'm using the Eclipse is because I just wanted to show you how you can still do this with a regular airbrush. Okay, so you want to turn your PSI up higher than usual, just so that it makes it easier to get quick coverage. And you can really hear the strength of that PSI. So you need to do a few heavy coats of TShirt Booster. So you want to be up fairly close to the surface and spraying full throttle with your airbrush. Or if you're using a mini spray gun or a trigger brush with a larger nozzle, then you can come a little bit further away from the surface, but you still want to get a fairly heavy coverage. Make sure that you overlap it as evenly as possible so that you ensure that you cover all of the artwork, and give it a few coats like this. Don't just do one coat. So up close you can see those fibers now that the booster is complete. It's created a nice little protective film. You want to now let that dry. Doesn't need that long, only a few minutes, because we're still going to heat set it with the iron. You can use a hairdryer or a heat gun just to speed this up. So you'll know when you've got enough TShirt Booster on there, because you'll kind of feel a film on top and sort of hear it as well. Okay, now that I've sprayed the TShirt Booster, I want to use an iron to heat set the design before I wash it. You can see I've got it on the maximum setting, and I've also drained all the water out of here because I want to do it really hot but no steam, because I don't want to put any moisture back into the artwork. Okay, so I want to take the t-shirt off the t-shirt board, flip it inside out, pop it on your ironing board, and using the iron, get lots of heat on there. You can also use a heat press. That'll be a lot easier to get this done. It'll put a lot more heat into the garment than the iron will, but the iron will still work. Just going to go back over it one more time. So as I mentioned earlier, with other paints like the Createx paints, you can pretty much just do this process here. You don't necessarily need to use the TShirt Booster. I'm sure it wouldn't hurt if you want to use it, but from my experience, and it's been a while since I've used Createx for t-shirts, but when I used to use them, I just used to do this step here. Okay, now that you've done it inside out, flip it back the right way, stretch it back over your ironing board, and this time using a bit of baking paper, pull off a sheet, lay that over your design and keep ironing. You can also use a tea towel, but the baking paper seems to work really well. Make sure that you're getting enough heat through there. You obviously don't want to put the iron directly onto the design, because it could potentially stick, damage your iron as well as damage the artwork. You don't want to ruin your hours of airbrushing. Just repeat that a few more times until you're satisfied that you've got enough heat on the garment. Okay, now grab your shirt, flip it inside out again, and I'm going to wash it. I'm just going to add a bit of detergent. You don't need a lot. and I'm going to do a cold hand wash. Now this is the best way to wash your airbrush t-shirts so that they last for a very, very long time. However, I know a lot of you will prefer to use the machine. So once I've done this step, I'm going to throw it in the machine and I'll show you the results of that as well once it's gone through the wash cycle. So hand wash, very straightforward. Just drop your garment in there, get it soaking. You can soak it even overnight if you have to, but give it a good soak. Then rinse it off, hang it out to dry, and you're all done. Okay, so now I'm going to pop it in the machine. Grab out your garment. I'm not going to wash out all the soap suds. Leave that in there so it gets a really good wash and we can really test the t-shirt booster. Throw it in. Put some detergent in your machine. Turn it on. Go to a cycle that's not super long and you want to set it to cold wash. You can see this is just 15 minutes, and then hit start and I'll come back and show you as soon as it's finished. Okay, so that's done. Let's have a look at the shirt. And here it is straight out of the machine. You can see we've had no colour fading. Still nice and vibrant. The design hasn't changed at all. So I think you can agree that that t-shirt booster definitely helps. Just needs to dry now and I'll give it another iron and it's ready to wear.